Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Still not 100 yet, but your girl's doing better. Okay, so you guys already know, if you saw my community post, that I am going to attempt to do Fox's new show, The Passage, which stars Chris Pratt and a young African American actress. And I'm not completely 100% sure what the show is about yet. I just know that all the previews look really, really good, very exciting. So I'm going to give this a shot. Hopefully you guys are watching the show, or will pick the show up as a part of your normal Monday routine. Again, it comes on Fox. It comes on at 9 p.m. It is Tuesday morning on Mondays, 9 p.m. Mondays. It is Tuesday morning now, 7 a.m., and we are here to do this review. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe, as well as give me a thumbs up. Don't forget the little bell right next to the subscription button so you'll know whenever I drop a new video. And of course, comment down below. So the show is called The Passage, and I'm a little nervous about doing it because Fox is famous for getting you hyped and excited for a show and then canceling it. So fingers crossed for season 2. I think the show probably would have done a lot better somewhere like let's say a FX or USA, somewhere, a cable type show. I think it probably would have done better and had more potential for longevity, but it is what it is, so we're just gonna go with it. The show opens up in Bolivia, and it's 2015. We've got a group of men walking through the Bolivian rainforest, and they've got a guide, a Bolivian guide, who is carrying, taking them on this trek through the woods, and they are looking for this supposed 250-year-old individual. We don't know why they're looking for them. Y'all know that Caucasians love to be in places where they're not supposed to be, and with indigenous people, and they stay getting killed, you know what I'm saying, because they don't know how to mind their own business. Well, this is no different. The guide takes them to a certain point. They look down this sort of ravine, and they see another Bolivian gentleman carrying what appears to me to be a bucket of blood. And it's sloshing everywhere. Well, the guy was like, I ain't going no further. I'm going to be right here. Y'all let me know when y'all ready to head back to camp, Anytime the guy won't go no further with you, then you already know you got a problem. But again, y'all know white folks love to think that not only are they the saviors of the universe, but why would anything hurt me? I'm white. Which makes me invincible and immortal, right? So they get down there. It's two guys that are being brought to the forefront. Both of them appear to be doctors. The older one, I think he's like 51, 52. His name is Tim. I can't remember what the full bearded guy's name is. But they're being led by sort of these special ops people. So they brought some type of security with them. They see that this Bolivian gentleman with the bucket of blood goes to this cage, and the cage is locked. He's going to unlock the cage and probably put the bucket of blood in. And they're watching all of this, except Tim. He steps out around. He's like, he's in the cage. Why is he in the cage? Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Like, really? This is how you handle a situation with blood and somebody in a cage, breathing heavy, that's barely has hair, and is looking a little, evil. No sooner than the Bolivian guy opens the door, Tim says, hey, buddy, what are you doing there, mister? And as soon as he does, the Bolivian guy's like, oh, no, 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 no. He runs off. Well, the guy in the cage leaps out and bites Tim on the neck. Ah, got him. So, of course, the special ops guy come around and they shooting at the guy, but the bullets don't really seem like they doing much. Somebody pick up a stick and stab the guy somewhere. We don't know where. And the 250-year-old creature dies. All right, we don't really get anything after that except the two doctors, the one with the beard and Tim who got bit, are now in the hospital. Okay, and they look like they might be in Bolivia still in the hospital. Tim is walking. He, he's a little dazed and confused, but he comes out. He's walking. He's got a bandage on his neck. He pulls the bandage off his neck, and the neck is healed. Well, the guy with the beard is like, what? What's going on, Tim? You up? You walking, dude? You all right? The guy's like, look, I feel amazing. I feel amazing. At the same time, he bleeding out his mouth. Boop, boop, boop. He spits out a couple of teeth. Okay, ain't nobody else freaked out. Ain't nobody else freaked out. Y'all ain't okay. Oh, so we see this every day. Every day we see open, gaping neck wounds heal themselves in a matter of hours. Every day we see people spit out boop, 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 2 teeth. Like no big deal. Oh, okay. All right. So then we flash back to 3 years later, and now we are at a medical facility in Colorado. And this medical facility in Colorado is ran by the CDC, but it's also protected and probably funded by the DOD. That's the Department of Defense. We see a young black woman. She's beautiful, although she's got like a British accent. She's giving them the 411 on what's going on in the world. Evidently, the bird flu, the avian flu, is running rampant. It has it's a hybrid, and it is morphed into something that is horrible. It's got a 12-hour gestation period, which means you're infected in the morning, and by evening time, you're dead. So they think it'll take about 3 months before it'll get back to the United States. So the CDC got to figure some things out. Now, of course, you got this young black doctor, and she's trying to talk to all of these other doctors like, we've got to figure this out. Where there's an Asian doctor there who is playing the part of a callous, non-feeling, non-thinking entity. And he was like, well, we've been working on a couple of things. So I think that it will work, but we got to go downstairs to the lab and I'll show you what we're talking about. Now, meanwhile, Chris Pratt, who is the hero of this whole series, he and another gentleman go down to the prison system. And in the prison system, they find this black man, Anthony. I think his last name might be Carter. And he's beautiful. It is a magnificent work of art. 25-year-old man, they offer him, he on death row, they offer him an opportunity to get off death row if he will participate in this study. It's real Tuskegee-esque. Now, apparently they have taken 5 other people off death row, 2 women and 3 men, or 2 women and 2 men, plus they also got Tim. One or the other. They got several other people that then took off death row who have been a part of this study. And the guy's like, the black guy was like, yeah, well, maybe I don't want to be a part of your study. Maybe I don't want to be off death row. And Chris Pratt told him, well, you ain't got a lot of other options. So, you know what I'm saying, what you want to do. He concedes and signs on it, and we go back to the medical facility in Colorado. So they looking at all of the ex-cons that they have taken off of death row to do this experiment. Now they got patient 0, which is Tim, and Tim just does not look the same. Tim is looking hella bad. He got giant black veins running through his face and neck. Like, you can see every vein and vessel in his body that's pulsating blood. You can see it on the outer part of his skin. You can see it just underneath his skin. It's creepy. His eyes the white part of his eyes are bloodshot red, and the pupil itself is yellow like a wolf. Okay? Don't nobody else think this is odd. Anybody? Now, they all in glass cages. Now, this is always gonna go bad. This is always gonna go bad. They see Tim. Tim has no known diseases, illnesses, or sicknesses, but he enjoys violently sucking the blood out of people. Okay? They got a couple of other people that are in various age ranges. As they go through and talk about each individual, they get younger and younger and younger, and the gestation time between them being regular and infected and then turning into these bloodsuckers, which they refuse to call vampires, is shortened by their age. So the younger that they are, the longer it takes for this infection to turn them into actual vampires. Up until that point, they are immune to all sicknesses and diseases and any type of wounds, healed, the whole nine. The side effect of having this miracle infection is that you end up being a bloodsucker. So the last person that they bringing in is Anthony Carter, young, black, virile, beautiful buck. Okay, he 25, but that ain't young enough. That ain't young enough. Now, mind you, all of the people in the glass cages are in different stages. The last individual is a woman. She's the youngest, and although she's a bloodsucker, she shows no physical signs. So she don't have the yellow eyes. She don't have the blue veins. She just doesn't look as scary on the outside, but her demeanor is scary plenty, right? So they bringing Anthony in and selling it to him like, we're going to get you comfortable. We're going to get you settled in, right? So meanwhile, the Asian doctor tells the black CDC doctor that we're going to have to get a child. And she was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Research has gone too far if we're going to get a child to experiment on. Like, we have gone too far. Now, the head of the DOD, okay, and the young black doctor, they got a relationship going on because they've been working together for a while. Okay, she goes on the run. She got to think about this thing for a minute. She decides, okay, we have no choice. We got this avian flu coming. We have got to do something. So she makes a decision. The DOD guy says, don't worry about it. We'll get somebody young, somebody with no paperwork, somebody with no family, somebody nobody will miss. Guess what it is? Young black girl, Amy. Okay, we're not going to dwell on that too long, but yeah. Somebody nobody will miss, and it happens to be a young black girl. Well, we go see Amy. Amy is in the after-school program, and she is running the after-school program. She's stronger than the boys. She's smarter than them, of course. You know, she winning at arm wrestling, collecting their money. She's a girl that knows how to take care of herself. She sit in the diner all day long after school, and she read a book. When the diner get ready to close, then she head home. We find out that her mama is a crackhead, okay? And that's why she stay gone all day. So she gets home, she walks home, she see the police there, she see ambulances, the whole nine. Her mama done OD. We don't ever get to see her mama except a body that goes by the screen and it's underneath a sheet. She is screaming, mom, mom, that's my mom. They take her out of there, they put her into the system, and it's a Friday. So we can't do anything right now anyway. We'll do the paperwork on Monday. We'll just put her in a temporary home right now. We'll do everything on Monday. So she's perfect. She is perfect. Again, we got to get somebody nobody will miss. So they put her in a home that Saturday morning. She already fighting with the other kids in the foster home. It ain't much of a foster home anyway. It ain't like she been there long enough to be loved. It ain't like she with people that will ever love her anyway. They just people that's collecting a check. So while she down there with her book, which she loved, her beloved reading materials, I was that girl. Her beloved reading materials, and she got a white girl down on the ground in the mud, and she wailing on her because she done took her book. Well, Chris and that's not his name in the show, but that's who he is, the actor Chris, and his counterpart, they come to pick her up. So the foster mom bring her in, and the first thing Amy notices, because she's smart as a whip, that they're not social workers. One, and two, they're not ladies. They always send the lady, and she questioned them. The foster mom, he tells her, your mom had a type of a toxin, and we're afraid that toxin is going to get out. We think you might have that toxin. We're going to take you somewhere where we can test you. And she's like, okay, y'all must think I'm dumb. Then foster mom sent her on upstairs to get her bag. First thing she do is head out the window. Well, Chris, who is a different kind of special ops individual. Here's a man with a heart. He's seen a lot of war. He's killed a lot of people. He's got his own family. He's got a heart. Okay, the guy with him, not so much. So when Amy jumps out the window, Chris is the first one to see her bag hit the ground. He just happened to be looking around, see the bag fall on the ground, and before he could say anything, the dude that's with him is like, she's getting away. He like a terrier after a doggone chipmunk. Anything that's scurry, he gonna rip it to shreds. You know what I'm saying? He on one of them things. You know what I'm saying? He don't care. He don't care. He doesn't have a heart. He runs after Amy, grabs her up. She hits him, tries to get away. She's screaming. That by this time, they like in a kiddie park. And she hits him. He turns around and hits her back. They got to go because people are now looking at these two white men collect this black girl in a real violent type way. Now, we all know that very little would have been said if this was real. But I digress. They get her in the car. As soon as he get in the car, Chris drive and his counterpart get on the passenger side. He take his head and slam it up against the doggone dashboard. If you ever put your hands on her again, I will shoot you in the face. And the guy was like, what are you talking about? He's just a little old black child. Yeah, do it again. Do it again. All right. He gets out and he checks on Amy. Goes around to her side of the car, gets down on her level, checks on her. You okay? You need some ice? Do you feel dizzy? What's happening with you? You all right? Can I make you more comfortable? And she's taken aback because here is an adult that notices her, acknowledges her as a human, but also is caring and kind. Okay. So on the drive, they realize that she's getting sick because she's reading. She never been in a car and reading before. A lot of people who ride in the back and in the car, they get sick anyway, but then reading on top of that, they get car sick. So he has another moment to interact with her when he gets out of the car and lets her throw up, and she sits down and he tries to, talk to her a little bit more, get a little bit closer with her, just have a little bit more earnest conversation with her because he sees something special in her. She don't really trust him, but he better than the other dude. He sends the other dude for ginger ale and some saltines and things like that help settle the stomach and all of that. The other guy don't want to do it. He don't understand. She cargo, why we feeding it, why we treating it with kindness. I don't understand this. See, he got a black heart. He was built for killing and destruction, but Chris, not so much. I think his name Chris. Yeah, Chris Pratt. Anyway, not so much. So when the guy comes back from the ginger ale, he realizes he done lost his seat in the front. He done made Amy comfortable, got her settled down, give her his cell phone so she can watch a little TV instead of reading, watch cartoons. She having a good time. The guy in the back seat, he's sulking. Then Chris is getting calls on his phone from his ex, and he's ignoring them. He and Amy have a little conversation about it. Again, they building a trust system there. Okay, we see a sign on the side of the road that say carnival. She want to go to the carnival. She don't say it. She been oppressed enough to know not to wish and hope for good things and have hopes and dreams. She been living long enough to know that that's a problem. Okay, don't hope and dream because it ain't gonna happen no way. He said, you want to go? And she was like, oh, dare I dream? And he was like, we doing it. Well, of course, his counterpart in the back seat, he don't want to have no parts of it. She cargo. Let's get her up there and get her gone. Now, Kristen already called up to Colorado to the DOD people up there at the lab, and they done told him, we'll clear everything up, just bring her. Well, man, I think we should abort this. No, just bring her. Why do you want her? I can't tell you why. That's top secret. Well, he goes on in the carnival. They have a good time. He wins her a unicorn by shooting these rabbits. You know how they do in the gang, and then you got to shoot them and knock them down. You got to knock down 3. He knocked down 1. He teach her in a matter of seconds how to shoot a rifle, and she knocked down the other 2. He realizes this girl is special. She's really, really special. So They ready to go now. His counterpart especially is ready to go. And he's like, man, you ready to roll out? He was like, yeah, but like first I got to hit the head. The counterpart said, let me go first. He said, you do that. He said, Amy and the unicorn, they done won in this game down. He said, I'll be right back. Go in the bathroom. He sleep a hose him. Sleep. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep, my pretty. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Puts him down in the bathroom, takes his cell phone. Him and Amy get in the car. He tell him, listen, my buddy ain't going with us. And we ain't going to Colorado. We're going in a different direction, okay? Because I think they want to hurt you, and I can't have that. So Amy was like, boom, let's do it. Let's go. I didn't like that joker. No, I ain't. So they get in the car. They change cars. They change their clothes. They a little bit more relaxed. They on the ride out, okay? He need to call and find out what's going on. So he called back to the ex-wife. Now, he didn't already talk to her on the phone at the carnival, and she had a couple of things to say about she wanted him to come back. It's not your fault. I understand how you feel. And Bob, David, somebody's asked me to marry him. What do you say about that? And he was like, what do you want me to say? She said, you can stop me. I don't blame you for anything that happened. So we know that Chris got a little bit of history. Now, he got a daughter with this woman, and at one point in time, they was a happy family. But something has happened. We don't know yet. But when he calls back to her the next day after he has decided to get rid of his counterpart, him and Amy now officially on the run. He's been in the convenience store. He knows that the police have been notified that this white man has taken a black child. Now, they've traveled through several states. When they got to the part about the carnival, they was in Arkansas. Now, you tell me if two black men would have got away with carrying a white child over state lines like that and had not been stopped, and would not have been stopped at least 3 or 4 times. Oh, okay. Exactly. I'm just noticing some of these little nuances. That's all I'm saying. All right. So, meanwhile, he called the wife, and the wife lets him know through code right away that the DOD people are there. Okay, it's about 6 or 7 of them, and don't come here. Do not come here, buddy. All right? So, great. No problem. They decide they're going to go their own way. Okay? Meanwhile, in the midst of everything, he takes Amy to this small river. There's a sort of rocky overlook down at the river, and she says, well, what are we doing here? He says, I think it's time you say goodbye to your mom. Because I'm sorry, you guys. Anyway, notices that she's got some anger issues in regards to her mom being a crackhead and leaving her the way she did. And he wants her to say, make her peace with her mom passing. Have that moment where she mourns her mom and she brings some closure. She has these fond memories of her mom. It's all very endearing. It just brings them closer. This moment just brings them closer. So they've spent this whole trip building their relationship, building trust in one another. He realizes that the police are just going to stay after them. So the best thing for her, he thinks, is that for the authorities to get him, to get her as well, put her face all over TV. And this will keep her safe because now people know who she is. She's no longer unknown. They down in the sheriff's department. It's like Podunk, East Bumble town, and Special Ops show up. When Chris sees Special Ops show up, he tell Amy, look, get behind that counter and get that key and let me and let me out. She said, I can't do that. He said, yes, you can, because that's the only way we're gonna survive. He know when those Special Ops people get there that it ain't gonna be pretty. They are invested in protecting this secret. No one must know. It's all about cover up, okay? No one must know about this little girl. She's the only guinea pig that we have, the best viable guinea pig that we have, and they're gonna protect it at all costs. They come into the jailhouse killing everybody. Amy done went and got the key and got him loose. As soon as she get him loose, he get the gun. He trying to tell the police officers, listen, y'all, if y'all want to live, we're going to all have to get out of here right now. Special ops people come in, and the sheriff is like, it's this guy right here. He's trying to, boom, kill him dead. They shooting, bam, 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 bam. He all the while. Now he doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. He like the transporter. Okay? He efficient like that with his game. You know, he kicking the boom, the bam, and shooting the bam, 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 bam. Got her under the counter, protecting her. You know, flipping in. He see his counterpart, the guy who head over the DOD. Evidently, they was over in the war together. The one that's sleeping with the black woman, the black doctor from the CDC. He see him and he was like, man, don't do this. And the head of the DOD is like, let me have her. I'm gonna have to kill you. And he realized, you gonna kill me either way. You gonna kill me anyway. You tying up loose ends right now, sir. So he shoots a fire extinguisher. It causes a smoke screen kind of sorta, and him and Amy is able to get out. Now he's been grazed. He's okay. He's fine, but he let Amy know it's going to be me and you. We're going to have to work together if I'm going to keep you out of the hands, the jaws of these devils, these jackals that's after us, okay? You with me? You game? And Amy's like, boom, I got you, boo. I got you long as you got me, okay? We partners now. And that's how it ends. Doesn't come back on until next Monday, you guys. It looks like it's going to be good. I don't want to fall in love with this show and they drop it. So I'm going to be real trepidatious about things. Y'all tell me if y'all saw it. What do y'all think? What are some nuances that you saw out there? What do y'all think about the show? What do y'all think about the African Americans that we're seeing in the show? Anthony Carter, he's a good looking guy. We find out through the process of Chris and Amy on the run, we keep flashing back to the CDC lab in Colorado, and we see that the Tim, who is patient 0, he was the one that was bitten by the 250-year-old vampire. Chris and all of the other ones are showing signs of what we call glimmering. If y'all follow any type of vampire series, they do this thing where they glimmer. They get in your mind and they make suggestions, and before you know it, you working for them. Okay, now the doctor that was friends with Tim before he got turned, he doesn't particularly see it. He's not affected by the glimmer, but everybody else in the lab is, including the guy who's the head over the DOD for in that CDC lab. The woman is getting inside of his mind, and it's creepy because every time you see him talking to the black woman in the lab, in the back you see the closed circuit TVs, and you can see her, and she's still looking at him through closed circuit TV in a whole nother room of the lab. It's creepy. I like it. I like it a lot. We see that Anthony is being affected in his dreams. Tim is coming. Tim is showing up as a regular doctor. It's really a nightmare, okay? But they're getting into the minds of the people that are keep holding them captive. It's not going to be long, y'all, before these people that they got in these glass cells are out and infecting the entire world. Watch what I tell you. This is what's happening with this show. Now, I think I heard someone say that this is a part of a book series. Y'all know I can't watch the series, read book series, and do the TV series at the same time. So if you reading the books, don't spoil it for us. Just tell us what you think of the show as is. Okay, you guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I holla.